All right, so we got a lot of signings, a lot of trades this week. First one that comes to mind, Mister Antonio Brown getting signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gabe, what's next for Tampa?
Guys got weapons.
I mean, listen, I think that's a pretty crazy signing. Antonio Brown, obviously talented. I don't think he's forgotten football. He had his run a little bit with the Raiders, and he jumped to the Patriots. He played for like a week. I remember his first game when he came back with the Patriots. He had like a big game.
Touchdown. Yep.
He had a couple touchdowns. And then he only played for like a week, right? It was a short time. It wasn't long. So
And he got
I think it's a pretty good sign
down the street from me.
Yeah.
It's like right down the street.
Miami, so
it was a Hollywood.
So it makes sense that he'll go to Tampa because that's an easy drive. Like, you know what I mean? You can just rent an apartment over there and then, because he lives in South Florida. So I think it's a pretty good signing. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Antonio Brown off the field, but if you want to win football games, I think Antonio Brown can help you. Now, you got to deal with all the headaches and everything. After that, you're going to have to deal with him in the locker room.
Hopefully he's a changed man and he realized, the things he's done.
He found God.
It affects everyone around him, every single person.
I don't think, honestly, what was that?
I was going to say, what do you think about Antonio Brown, Julian?
I was going to say,
players, you're going to help them win?
I don't think he's going to make a difference, honestly. I think, he's not even going to play this week, I don't think, because COVID protocols. I think he has to wait till next week. But even so, I mean, I could possibly see him stepping in towards the end of the season, really playing a role. But I think right now Tampa has a good groove right now with Charles Goodwin and you got Evans, and then Gronk seems to be back. The running game, I don't think they're going to really mess with that cohesion right now. And I could see him possibly even playing in the slot. I don't see him playing on the outside. I don't think he's going to make a big difference. I think it's going to take, because he hasn't played in almost 2 years. I mean, if you want to count that one game in New England. But all it does is help Tampa. At the end of the day, it's another weapon for Brady. It's another person to guard on the field. The defense is already stout. I mean, if Antonio Brown can come back and play like Antonio Brown, he's definitely not going to put up the numbers like he was in Pittsburgh because you got too many other guys on that team. But if he can you throw him in the slot, I think he can help a lot. But overall, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. He might get a couple of catches at the end of the season, but I don't think it's going to be much.
I mean, I personally feel like there's just someone else, worry about if you're on the defensive end. They make substitutions, everything. You see these backup guys, even if he's a backup, and you got Brown as a backup, you're still going to be on your heels. You still got to play tight defense. So I feel like teams are still going to worry about him. Again, he might not put up the numbers or get the playing time he's used to getting, but if he goes on the field and does what he has to do, gets catches, yards, a couple touchdowns here and there, he can still be a threat.
Man, thinking about that for a second, Mike Evans, Charles Goodwin, Gronk, Ronald Jones, Antonio Brown, and a pretty decent offensive line.
Sounds like a defensive headache to me.
And you got another.
You got to feel you're stressed out. You're like, yo.
And then if that Howard,
that man.
And the rotation's good because, especially in the tight ends, I mean, they probably got the best tight end room in the game once OJ Howard comes back, and then that Bray guy, he's not playing too bad. Fournette's back. I don't know how much of a difference he's going to make, but I mean, that team's good, and that defense has just gotten better. I'm curious to see what another person does.
Every single game, people try to count Brady out. He's adding more weapons. They try to say he's a system quarterback. Well, like I've said the previous 2 episodes, he's just proven everybody wrong. And now to get this major signing for them, whether he plays a lot or not, it's still, another offensive threat.
I will say, though, I think that I don't know how well Tom Brady would play if he didn't have that team. I mean, that Tampa team is stacked. And I mean, Is it that team or is it Tom Brady? Because I don't know. I mean, their play action game is incredible.
Hey, man. A little bit of both, right? You got these weapons, man. You need a quarterback to deliver. So
And that's
look at the Patriots now without him.
And that's all Tampa really needed. Like they were an up and coming team. It's just that Jameis threw interceptions. Like you didn't. Jameis would throw the ball everywhere. So and all they needed a quarterback, and luckily Brady fell into their lap. But I think they were kind of primed to be a good team, and now this is just like another weapon. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Winston got that LASIK now. He's got LASIK. He's good, and they need him a chance.
Is he even starting? Is he even playing?
Yeah, he's playing for. He's a backup for New Orleans. Oh, hey, he might be the future. Drew Brees. Next year, is he gonna be there? Is Winston learning? He got lace. He's got lace.
Before that, Taysom Hill's on the field more at quarterback than
Taysom Hill couldn't even get on the fucking frisbee, bro. Like, let's be real.
But if you look at the league, right now Tampa is 5-2, so they are right now one of the teams in the NFC with 5 wins, and probably the biggest competition is going to be the Saints. Those are 2 really good teams. I mean, they also have Carolina, but I don't think Carolina's going to make it out the division. But they made moves, man. They're trying to get Antonio Brown. They want to stay on top of their division. I think they'll make it out, and they'll be. I think they'll be in the playoffs. I mean, this is a playoff move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what is New Orleans' record right now? New Orleans is
they're 4. They're one game up on Tampa's 1 game up on the Saints, so they're like 4-3 or 4-2.
3 lost.
But there's I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna me check.
That's gonna be
it's a playoff move. No, that's a Super Bowl move. Listen, he's not trying to waste any more time. He's already past 40. Every year he's back in the NFL. 1 goal, another ring. That's it. So it's the only goal for this guy.
And I think Antonio Brown didn't want to go anywhere else but there, maybe Seattle. I mean, dude was working out with Russell Wilson earlier this offseason.
Shit, they could have used him in Cleveland now that ODJ is out.
OBJ's, yup. Sad. Hey, man, sorry to see this guy out, but healthy recovery, man, for real.
All right.